Welcome back, friends. So let's continue our journey with this beautiful book which we are doing, that is the Ikigai, and the Japanese secret to a long and a happy life. So once we've done meditation, actually things are happening anyway. But yes, we are curious to know that what's really happening and is it really happening. So we want validations from elsewhere too. So what better validation from this little book, Ikigai, which talks about these Japanese people, in this little town, little village of Okayama, and where they find people who are living up to the good age of 100, 110, 115, 20, and are still able to do their activities on their own, and they're enjoying life. They are not lying in the bed in an hospital room, or not dependent on anybody else. They are managing on their own. So though 120, 30 is a bit too much, but even if we do get, to reach the age of 90 and 100 and still be able to be active and do what we are doing, I think it's worth it. So we have been following these chapters in this book, okay, Japanese Secret to a Long and a Happy Life, written by Hector Gracia and Francis Morales. So this beautiful book tells us the basic thing is only staying active will make you want to live 100 years. So we have understood a few concepts previously, okay? So all the little things that add up to a long and a happy life, how to live longer, better by finding your life's purpose. The Ikigai basically means, in Japanese, it means your life's purpose. How do you find it? So what they've given, the formula is very simple. When you're doing what you love, when you are whatever you're good at, and what you're getting little paid for too, and what the world's need. So that is basically your Ikigai, which is there inside us. And we are trying to reach it. We are trying to find it, how we find our Ikigai. So with this book, I have actually got another little book too. I had sent this PDF in the group. This is my little Ikigai journal. So this is more of a workbook, it's more of a workbook inside. You're supposed to write down a few things. It is helping us how to find it, I've heard this question often that, okay, we've understood that we need to have a passion, we need to have a purpose to live, but how do we know what is our correct purpose, okay? So to discover that little gift which is inside us, this little journal might help. It has just come yesterday, so I haven't really gone through it much. I will do that today, and next week I'll be able to share a little more with you. So it's conversation with your own heart. They've given little places where can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah. They've given little space to fill up, whatever you want to write. So it's like a little workbook. Okay. So I'll go through this and share the details with you. It's a very tiny book. It's just like a little workbook, a very small book, not even expensive. So you can get this if you want help to find your own Ikigais. Okay. So now the chapter we are doing today is Masters of Longevity, Words of Wisdom from the Longest Living People in the World. So now we are just taking a little peek into the lives of a few people who have lived up to the age of 100 and gone beyond that, okay? It's going to be interesting. Let me share my screen. Okay, just a minute. So I have to stop this guy first.
Stop making that mistake of doing everything by.
Okay. Can you see the slides? Very hurriedly, I have made this presentation, so please excuse the quality. Sanjana is there. Is she there or she's gone? She makes beautiful slides. Okay. So I tried to compile a few points which I wanted to share with you. Okay, can you see this? Guys, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So this is the chapter 5, Masters of Longevity, words of wisdom from the longest living people in the world. Okay. Okay. So they are called the super centenarians. Okay. It's a tongue twister, this word. Yeah. So this term was coined in 1970 by Norris McWhirter, editor of the Guinness Book of World Record. So he coined this word because when they gave details of people who are living up to this age, they thought they should coin a word for it. So this word was coined. And today there are estimated 300 to 450 super centenarians in the world. Although, like all of them have been there, I'm sure there are many, many more living in remote areas, living in villages, whose record is not there in the Guinness World Book of Record. Okay. So let's take
More
a look.
ladies are there, it seems.
Maybe, yeah, because yes, somehow the ladies live by their heart, right? So maybe that could be one reason. So yeah, even I noticed that. But no, I'm going to give you details of quite a few men too. Now, this lady, her name is Miss. Yeah, just a second, please. You can go back. So her secret has been eat and sleep and you live a long life. Oh, sorry, there's a spelling error there. Live a long life, right? Okay. Okay. You have to learn to relax. So this was her secret, though on a little more serious note, we can add living a purposeful life also, just not eating and sleeping, but yes, finding a reason to live too. That is very, very important. So, okay, she died at the age of 117. So she was the daughter of a textile merchant that was born in 1898. So she says that my secret is eating sushi and sleeping. So this is what she says very jokingly. So people still keep asking, there has to be some secrets and tell me. So she says that I ask myself the same thing. Okay. So yes, as you said, Japan is a factory of long living people and many of them are women. Maybe because they are more easily giving out love and receiving love. So that could be one reason. So let us, make a note there that, as Sir said, that there are more ladies here. You've got to learn how to send and receive love a little more than what we normally do. Okay. So this is one lady. And the second one, her name is Maria Capovilla. Now, she also lived for 116 years, 347 days. So her secret is, she says that I've never eaten meat in my life. So that could not be the only reason. Definitely, there were other things, She was a very loving and a kind person. So she says that now though she's no more, in the later years when she was interviewed, she said that people behaved better in the previous years. What she means behave better, definitely they were more helpful, as all these things we have studied in the previous chapters, helping others, having a community life, enjoying together. So all these little things add up to your long life. Okay. So she
She's
says,
holding a glass of wine, so maybe that is also a secret.
yes, definitely it is. Doctors do say that. I did not say it openly. Doctors definitely, though we don't really know what she's drinking. But if you want to accept that she's drinking a glass of wine, so be it. It's okay. So she says that I like the waltz and can still dance it. I also still make crafts. I still do some of the things I did when I was in school. Okay. When she had finished recalling her past, she began to dance in one of her great passions with an energy that made her seem decade younger. So it's basically, not losing the essence of life, not losing all the passions you had, not losing loving yourself, not losing loving to do what you have always loved doing. So the same things which we have read so many number of times, but these are testimonials, these are people who have really lived it. And yes, definitely, yes, sir, there's a man too now, Walter Bruning. So he says, if you keep your mind and body busy, you'll be around a long time. Okay. Busy without stress. So he lived up to the age of 114. Okay. And I think I've missed one. If you, okay, I'll come back to him later. So he was born in Minnesota in 1896, right? So he says that you'll be here for a very long time if you continue doing your work and your mind is active. So obviously, that's a very simple thing which we all understand, but we don't live it. Okay. So next is this guy, Alexander Image, 111 years. So his, this is one of his quote, I just haven't died yet. So people ask him that, well, how come you're living so long? He says, I don't know. I don't know the secret. It's just that I haven't died yet. So he was another one. What did he do? Let me just tell you just a second. He was a chemist and a parapsychologist, right? So he was very passionate about his work. So they all have been given these, certificates by the Guinness Book of World Record because they are all entered there. So he says that don't take too much of stress, and just continue doing what you're doing. हम लोग अपने एक impending रखते हैं, oh, we're going to be 60, we've got to retire. Retire means my life खत्म हो गई है. We are just supposed to sit in our house, take care of our grandchildren, and that's it. अब क्या करना है, बहुत काम कर लिया. So that is the time when you can work, not keeping money as a priority. So that work that you do when there's not too much of stress of earning money, that is the time you really start living. That's what I think. Okay, here then, Jeannie Kalman, sir, she's even smoking. So she says everything's fine. So she was another happy-go-lucky person. So I'm not trying to promote smoking or drinking, but yes, that's the way it is, these are these, they never really bothered about anything. That was the thing.
She's
Smoking
using the smoke just to lit the candle.
No, she used to smoke, but I don't want to mention that because yes, definitely we know smoking is not good for health, so we should not be discussing that much. But yes, she used to smoke. She used to ride a bicycle till the age of 100. Okay, see, it's not that smoking made her live long. It's the other things which she was doing. So we have to see the other things. So it's because of the other things which she did, the smoking did not have that much effect on him. So let us put it that effect on her. So she used to cycle till the age of 100. So she was exercising. Okay, so people don't exercise. People don't eat healthy. And then, obviously, anything little wrong we do is going to harm our body. So she was taking such good care of herself that that little passion of hers did not really affect her much. Okay. She stopped smoking at 120. She lived till 122. So she continued smoking till 120. Okay. And she stopped. There's a little humor here. She stopped not because the cigarette was giving her any trouble. She stopped because of her cataract, because of her eyesight, she was not able to light the cigarette or take care. It was just like that given in the book. So anyway, we can just move a little ahead now. So basically, she kept exercising. She was so full of fun all the time. She was always joking. And that was the reason that she went to celebrate one birthday after another till 122. Okay. So her line on the 120th birthday was, I see badly, I hear badly, and I feel bad, but everything is fine. So like our meditation, everything is fine in my world. So that was her epitaph, that is what she said. So that was maybe the secret of her long life. Okay. Now this Hokusai, he was a painter. I did not put his picture, I just put his painting here. Now these are the artisans. Now after reading about some individuals, now in generalizing, they have found out that people who are skilled in some art or the other, whether it is music, movie making, painting, there's an architect too here in this group. So anyone who's involved in any kind of art or any artist, they generally lived longer than the other. So this is the first artist I got, Hokusai, the Japanese artist who made woodblock prints in the Yokio style and lived for 88 years. Now, these guys have not crossed 100, but yes, 88 is also not a bad bargain. Okay, so this was one of his painting. This is another fellow, Christopher Plummer. Anyone recognizes him? Hmm? Okay, he was an actor. My next slide will make it very clear.
Titanic.
He was in The Sound of Music.
Okay.
Christopher Plummer. So he was, people who've seen the movie will definitely know him. And his line was that, so he loved his profession so much, he said, we want to drop dead on stage. That would be a nice theoretical way to go. Isn't that lovely? So that was his secret. So all these artists who have been, involved in their work. So this is another one, Osamu Tezuka, the father of modern Japanese manga. That is these cartoon characters they made. So his line till the last breath was, please just let me work. He loved making these cartoon characters. So same even for Einstein, we had read once. Even in his last days when he was on the bed, deathbed only, he was writing a script for his next lecture. So people who have been working till the last breath definitely live longer. Okay. So when people asked him his secret, he said, everybody complains about their aches and pains, but my friends are either dead, that means either they are gone or they are still working. So he never had friends who had aches and pains. What he's trying to say is, or he even, obviously you vibe with your tribe, right? So you have friends who are like you. So all his friends were also the ones who were always busy in work. So these are all the cartoon characters created by him. Yeah. Okay. There's another one. Frederick Wiseman. He was another one who was quite involved in his work, making films all the time. And that was the reason he lived and worked till the age of 86. Though 80s is not a very long life, but what I'm trying to say is they continued working till that age. Okay. Okay. Carmen Herrera, he was a painter. He touched 100. Okay, this guy touched 100. So his work is in the permanent collection of the Tata Modern and Museum of Modern Art. When asked how she viewed her future, she's a woman, she responded, I'm always waiting to finish the next thing. So she goes day by day and continues to do her work. Okay. All right. So then the next after this, these are all the people, actually they're just, she's doing her work, Carmen. Okay. Edward O. Wilson, he was another one. About 10 years ago, when I began reading and thinking more broadly about the question of what we are, where did we come from, and where we are going, I was astonished at how little this was being done. So he used to write books and read a lot, and he continued writing and reading, and he lived till a ripe old age, till his late 90s, I think. So Ellsworth Kelly, another one, he passed away in 215 at the age of 92. Assured us that the idea that we lose our faculties with age is in part a myth, because instead we develop a greater clarity and capacity for observation. It's one thing about getting older, you see more. Every day I'm continuing to see new things. That's why there are new paintings. He was another painter, and he said that as you grow old, you get an insight to see more. So that was his finding. Okay. There's another one here. Okay. This is Frank Levy. He was an architect. So he kept designing buildings even till his late 80s, 86, 87. And this is one of his very, very famous building. I'll just give the next one. These are all his models which he has made. So this is a very famous building. It is the Guggenheim Museum, you know. So there are a lot of other pictures also on the Google, if you just Google it. So basically, all these people, now we say these are all just testimonials and validations to say that if we continue doing what we are doing, if we find what we really see, at the end of the day, the formula is just the same. If you continue to do what you're doing, if you find what you really enjoy doing, you know, that is your Ikigai. And the Ikigai is the secret which will take you a long way. Okay, so we have to not think of the word retirement. You can just think of changing what you were doing. And now, you know, do something which you really wanted to do all the time, but could not do it due to certain reasons. So that is your Ikigai. So there are a few men here. Yes, definitely more women. These are all the Japanese faces. So Japanese Okinawans have more than 450 people living above the age of 100 and has been described as one of the healthiest places in the world. So we are going to discuss their food later on in another chapter. There's a chapter totally devoted to what they eat, really, their eating habits. So we have already done this. They've been exercising. See, the exercise is also a group exercise. They're always with their friends. Their food is healthy. They work in their gardens. So this is the basic secrets of these Okinawas. Okay, so that completes this chapter 2. It was a small chapter. Basically, I just wanted to show you faces of people who have lived up to 100 or beyond that. So it was interesting. Quite an eye-opener, right? So it's not just theoretical. There are people who have been working till the age of 100, 90, and there's no big deal. हम लोग सोचते हैं कि अरे 80 के हो गए बस अब तो कुछ नहीं करना घर में बैठो and just take care of your children and then wait to die. And mostly the last years are spent in the hospital or going up and down the hospital or going to the doctors. So we can totally avoid that if we continue to live till our last moment. So thank you, friends. That was this Ikigai. And next, now the chapters are not that big. So we'll very quickly finish this book in a couple of more sessions. And then we are going to begin with the revision of Bhagavad Gita, as I told you last time also. Because I understand that after reading so many books, all the books which you see behind me this is my separate section only for the books which I bought last year. And yes, Dr. Ranjan has been a very big factor in my changing the genre of books I read. I'm a voracious reader, no doubt. I used to read a lot earlier. But the meaningful books which I have read in the last 1 year have been quite an eye-opener, Then I have been reading fiction and all scientific, all kind of books, but these books have definitely taken my knowledge to another level. Okay. So book reading definitely is a must. And as I understand from the Bhagavad Gita too, I happen to be blessed to have attended his Bhagavad Gita sessions too. In fact, 3 times complete and 4th time is going on, giving clarity to each and every verse, understanding, implementing, living it, So it says that the Bhagavad Gita can actually be divided into 3 major chunks. The first 6 chapters, next 6, and then the next 6. So these are the 3 things which will complete your longing, your desire to know. So the first is it's basically a practical book. The first 6 chapters just clears out all the muck, all the myths from your head. The next 6 will then make you calm. It's like a river. River mein pehle gandagi hai. We have to remove all that trash. And still the river is very turbulent, or river or ocean, just say we compare kar lo, it's very turbulent. We have to make it peaceful, calm. And then even if you're at peace and you are pure, but still there is a more clarity is required. It's something like in a clear fish, in a clear ocean, when you see a fish and you see the image of the fish too. आपको नहीं पता रियल कौन सी है वो कौन सी, बिकॉज अवेयरनेस नहीं है. तो वो अवेयरनेस कहाँ से आएगी? Obviously knowledge. So these three things are the most important, which are being, Bhagavad Gita also talks only about these three things: removing the trash, calming yourself, and gaining knowledge. Karam Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Gyan Yoga, right? So these three basic things will make the entire thing complete, and your life will actually become whole. So it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. And we will start on to this, and I will attempt to share with you the most important verses from each chapter with a couple of my friends with me. And we'll do that after this Ikigai. So any question on Ikigai today? कुछ समझ भी आया कि नहीं?
Yes,
Yeah.
aa gaya kuch kuch.
Okay. Yeah,
Trying to
Jyots.
catch up. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very sweet. It's just that if you live your life right, then we have been designed to live till 100 without getting sick. That was the plan of the Almighty. That was the model he made, and he messed it up. So how to go back to our original model, our original planning? That is Ikigai. Okay. Chaliye then, bye-bye. If no more questions, we can stop here. We have passed 8. We always pass 8. ठीक है.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Deepak.
ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Any question? Who's this? Jyotsna, any
Thank
question?
you. No. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye. Love
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next week.
See you. Yes.
Yeah.
Waiting
Bye-bye.
for Geeta now.
Yeah, absolutely.